Yeah!
Short, wide, and playful is exactly how I would describe this board that I'm holding right here. It truly does ride like a party. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about this giant banana that I'm holding, the Bataleon Party Wave. I picked this board up to ride in slush and occasional powder. I got a really great end of season deal on it. If you are looking for one, let me know down in the comments. I'll try to hook you up with a similar deal. Got this board for a steal. So pumped. But in the process of doing that, I may have found my new favorite snowboard. But first, before I get into my opinion on it, talk about the riding and this and that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the tech that's in this board. Again, this is the Bataleon Party Wave. And by the end of this review, I hope to be able to tell you who this board is for, if I can recommend it, and let you know, is the Party Wave for you? Are you ready to party? So first up, this board does have a 4 out of 10 on the flex scale on Bataleon's website. I would say honestly it's a little bit softer than that. This thing, in some cases it felt like a noodle, and I mean that in a good way. It's super flexy, super easy to get into those presses, and you just lean back and you're flexing the board. It's so much fun. Makes it a really enjoyable riding experience. The board is mainly designed for powder. It also can be ridden on groomers and even a little bit in the park. I have seen some videos of people taking this thing in the park. I haven't personally yet, but I will. This is a directional snowboard, so it's gonna have a shorter tail, longer nose. It's mainly meant to be ridden in one direction. I did do a little bit of switch riding on it, and believe it or not, even with that little swallowtail, it actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't awkward. Like some directional boards wanna spin you around, you know, back in the natural direction that board's made to be ridden. This one didn't feel like that. It actually felt like you could comfortably ride switch if you wanted to. The Bataleon Party Wave is a volume shifted board that allows you to go real short and real fat. I really love the volume shifted style of snowboard. The Golden Orca I have, the Orca, now the Party Wave. That's just a really fun shape for me. That smaller size is gonna give you a little bit more maneuverability, but with that width, it's gonna help give you the float. And the Bataleon Party Wave is extremely volume shifted. This thing is a 151, but it's 28 centimeters wide, 27.9, but you know, it's super fat and makes it really, really fun for carving. And that's also gonna help give you a lot of surface area to keep you floating when you do take it into those powder days. This board has a mellow camber profile, so it's gonna be all camber. So not the most extreme, but a really good amount. It does have a nice amount of pop. I can't stress that enough. Once you lock that tail in and snap it, it's a really good amount of pop for a mellow camber board. I was really impressed with it. But that mellow camber combined with the 3BT and sidekick technology makes for a very, very catch-free, forgiving ride, even with the camber profile. There's a lot of people out there that are afraid to try a camber. I think this is the board, as well as any of the boards in Bataleon's lineup, really, are really great for being catch-free. This 3BT stands for their triple base technology. What that does, and you can kind of see it here, show you on the bottom too, basically gives it like a spoon shape in the nose, and it's a little bit more pronounced in the nose. It does have it in the tail also, and what that does, it just gives you that spoon shape. That helps displace the snow and powder. It's gonna make it float on top, but it makes for a very, very catch-free ride. This thing, like, just, you can spin it virtually catch-free, like one of those flying saucer discs you rode at the sled hill when you were a kid. This thing, I think you would have to try to catch an edge on this thing. Even in some real weird scenarios, never caught an edge all day. It was just really, really fun and forgiving. This board does have a 100% popular core. That's gonna give it a really strong, springy quality. This board also has an extruded base. This does feature Bataleon's flip-flop base, which is really cool. So you might get one with a yellow tail and a pink base, or the one I have here. Me and Jared, it actually worked out cool. We each got different ones. But the process that they do that with actually helps to conserve the environment a little bit, and it helps reduce that waste. So something really cool. But with that extruded base, that's gonna make it a little bit more maintenance-free, a little bit easier to repair if you do hit a rock, stick, something like that. The part you all probably came to this review for. How does the Party Wave ride? For starters, this board is extremely easy to turn. If you've never ridden 3BT, I think there is gonna be like an initial learning curve. And I mean that with like, first couple turns you go into, you're gonna feel the difference, and it's something you can automatically adjust to. But the first couple turns I took, I almost washed my turnout because it was just so easy and I leaned into it, you know, so much harder than I had to. It makes a real easy, smooth, edge to edge turn initiation. Like I mentioned before, with that 3BT and the sidekick, keeping the contact points uplifted, it's gonna make it a very, very catch-free ride. I think this would be great for anybody to ride who was worried about catching an edge. Like I said, this thing would just spin for days, and it's so much fun to ride. I never caught an edge all day. Buddy Jared didn't catch an edge. He picked up a Party Wave as well. So much fun to ride. I cannot stress that enough, how catch-free this thing is. With that camber, like I said, this board does have tons of pop. I had a really good time ollieing this board. I'm not the best at ollies. I'm not gonna, claim to be. But on this one, I could definitely feel a really solid snap and just really fun, locked in pop every single time. A real consistent This is a very buttery, very flexible ride. And one thing with the 3BT, when you get into butters, it's kind of unique, is you can kind of feel like with your foot, you can kind of like rock it from side to side. That makes it easier if you're going into like a tail press spin or nose press spin. You have a little bit more control with your feet once you do get it locked into those presses. It's a really unique feel, and I found it really all around. This is just a very enjoyable, good time to ride. I can't wait to take it into some deeper snow, hopefully next year. It's literally nothing but smiles. This is the board. This isn't the board that's gonna be the fastest. It's not gonna be going down the steepest chutes, but if you want to just generally have a good time, hang out with your friends and snowboard, which is what snowboarding is all about anyway, this is the perfect board to do that. It's just a super chill, super just fun snowboard to ride. I can't stress that enough. And to give it a con, I would say it doesn't do as good on ice. I hit a couple, we did take one run that was mainly ice. It was a little bit sketchy. I'm used to having magnet traction on ice, but that's it. Nobody intends to go out and ride ice anyway. So if I had to give it one con, it would be its performance on ice. And it was still doable. It just doesn't have the edge hold that like something with a magnet traction or Burton's Frostbite, something like that. It's not gonna have that same edge hold. It also does get a little bit of chatter. So if you were in those higher speed, steeper runs, it does have a little bit chatter, which can shake some people, make them kind of unsettled. But again, like I said, this isn't made for going super fast, although it glides super good, but that's not what this board was intended to do. Where does this board excel though? Everywhere else. It's great to ride anywhere. I definitely plan on taking this board on some trips next year. I'm gonna take it several different locations with me. The Golden Orca and the Party Wave will be my travel boards. I definitely want to get this thing in some deep snow because I've heard phenomenal things about how well this bad boy floats, and I cannot wait to test that out. Now, who is this board for? I think any skill level, beginner, first day on the mountain, all the way up to your advanced rider is going to have a good time on this board. It's very forgiving, and for those who know what to do with the flex and the pop of the camber, there's a lot that can be done with it. I think anybody could get on this board. Anybody's going to strap in and have a really good day with it. For a powder day, I think this thing will be a dream. I think it's gonna float right on top. That snow displacement you're gonna get with the 3BT is gonna be excellent. I really can't wait to test that out. So is it my new favorite snowboard? To be determined. It's definitely in contention. The Orca, for a long time, has been my favorite board. For the last 2 seasons, the classic Orca, hands down my favorite snowboard. This one is gonna give it a run for its money though. So I put so much time in on the Orca, I need to put more time in on this to truly make that call, but this definitely is contention because it's just such a good time to be on. And depending on its powder performance, and when I get to take it to some bigger mountains, that'll truly be determined. So make sure you stay subscribed, and I'm gonna keep you updated when next season rolls around on where this falls in contention to that. You know what you think? Have I missed anything? Is there something about this board I left out or something you think different? Comment down below. Let's talk about it, see what everybody thinks. If you do have this board, let me know. Do you like it? Let other people know so they can look down their comments and help the community out. And if you are looking at picking one up, again, comment down below. I'll try to help you find a good end of season deal if there are any left, because like I said, I got this one for a steal. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please smash that like button, subscribe. I post content every single day, sometimes shorts, sometimes full-length videos. I also post on TikTok and Instagram every day, so definitely check me out on those platforms as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all are still having some snow because I'm not. And hope you all are still sending it. See you guys.